The global Summit Flotilla is now around 150 miles from the Gaza coastline. That's what those on board are apparently calling the kidnap zone. It's the area where two previous humanitarian missions to Gaza have been intercepted by Israeli military, with their passengers illegally arrested in international waters and taken to Israel against their will. This time around, though, the flotilla is much bigger, an entire fleet of boats carrying journalists, activists, and artists from 44 countries. Novara Media's Kieran Andreou is on board, and he sent us this update today as the ships draw ever closer to a possible confrontation.
We're now less than 200 nautical miles away from the coast of Gaza, just sailing north of Alexandria and Cairo along the coast of Egypt. At around 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, we expect to cross what the organisers call the Orange Line, basically the danger zone, beyond which Israel has been known to kidnap boats in international waters. That's 150 nautical miles out from the coast of Gaza. However, it isn't impossible that Israel actually extends that zone by intercepting us tonight, for example. Some suggestion from sources that that might happen. And indeed, we've been preparing for that scenario all day. If that does happen, I will be live streaming tonight via my Instagram and via Novara channels. If it happens at 4 a.m, I'll be live streaming. If it happens tomorrow daytime or tomorrow evening, I'll be live streaming. The IDF tends to do these interceptions in the night to induce and maximize fear. It's a psychological tactic as much as anything else. And then at the end of the live streaming, I will have to throw my phone in the water like everybody else on these boats. We will be throwing our data containing devices in the sea so that the IDF and the Israeli authorities don't get hold of them. As for the various navies that have joined us, the Spanish, Italian, Turkish, it's not entirely clear what they will do at this time, but the Spanish Navy certainly has said it will not cross the Orange Line with us, and it hasn't made it clear whether it will hang around to provide medical and humanitarian assistance. The Italians and the Turks have been less forthcoming with what they intend to do. Nonetheless, it was a chess move. It was an important chess move, which I think has acted very effectively to de-escalate Israel's planned response to us, and in so doing, lower the calculus of risk of violence against us.
So, Stephen, obviously we're in this position where we would be covering the Gaza flotilla anyway, but our friend, our colleague, our comrade, Kieran Andreou, is on one of the boats. I know that yourself and Alex are planning on pulling all-nighters for as long as it takes to keep watch over the boats so that we can cover any possible interception at the earliest possible moment. But I suppose the thing I want to ask you is, how does a personal relationship with one of the people involved impact how you approach this journalistically?
Yeah, I think it's always a difficult question when there's someone that you're personally involved, because, part of the journalistic challenge is to try and sort of separate yourself from that, which is an impossible task, but it means that you have to add an extra layer of thinking about how you're reporting things to sort of shield yourself from too much of your own emotional involvement in the situation. And of course, we are all very emotionally involved in the situation. We're all very aware of the potential danger that Kieran is in. I mean, we showed clips there from one of the previous interceptions. There have been two so far. Both of them have been single boats heading towards Gaza, which have been intercepted by a small unit of IDF soldiers, as well as various kinds of flashbangs and things beforehand. But this is a much different proposition. This is a fleet of boats. The last time this happened was in 2010 when the Mavi Marmara, also a fleet of boats, smaller one, only 6, got near to Gaza, and they were intercepted by a much larger force involving helicopters and Secret Services soldiers, and 10 people were killed. We really hope that nothing like that is going to happen this time, and we're Kieran's words about the accompanying ships from Spain, from Turkey, and from Italy are very useful ones, because it does remind Israel that the eyes of the world are on it in this situation. And yeah, the reason that Alex and I and Gary and I, perhaps tomorrow night, we're just going to, I meant to bring as a prop my sleeping bag, but I forgot it. We're going to be staying over. We're going to make sure that we're on hand as soon as we hear any news of anything happening, so that we can immediately start streaming and we can immediately start commenting on what we see, get some other people who've been on the boats involved. I think Aaron is on standby to come on as well. Really just to have as many eyes on the flotilla at that moment as possible. Of course, all our eyes have been on Gaza, not just since this flotilla sent off, but for a long time in Novara media. But for this period, our eyes really have to be on the flotilla and those that we love who are on board it, like Kieran, but also people like David Adler and Taig Hickey, blood, parts of the extended Novara family. We don't want anything to happen to any of them. And we want to make sure that we're watching if anything does.